You're listening to Chat with the Experts, brought to you by Angie's List on 93 WIBC.
Happy Valentine's Day and welcome to Chat with the Experts, brought to you by Angie's List. I'm Kyle Hawk, and as always, I will be your host today. And right here on this show, we are all about getting you the information you need when it comes to home, health, and lifestyle topics. And we get all of our information here straight from qualified service providers and subject matter experts. Last week, we had our sights set on the real estate industry, and we welcomed in Christy Smith of Indy Homes with Keller Williams Realty here in Indianapolis to talk with us about selling your home and what you can do to market your home the right way online. If you missed anything on that episode and are thinking of selling your home or buying a new home this year, you're going to want to check it out. You can find that episode and all of our past shows by subscribing to our podcast on iTunes. Just pull up iTunes on your home computer, or the podcast app on your smartphone, search Chat with the Experts, hit the subscribe button to stay up to date on every show we put out, and of course, leave us a review and let us know how we're doing here on the show. You can also, of course, find us at angieslist.com, and that's where you're going to get reviews and ratings on service providers in your area. If you're looking for a realtor to help sell your home, or maybe you just need a contractor to handle that upcoming remodeling project, we've got what you need. Click the Join Now button and use the promo code WIBC40. You're going to get 40% off an annual membership, and it's under $10 for the full year, just $9.99. Check it out today. angieslist.com. Click Join Now. Use promo code WIBC40. Well, believe it or not, another tax season is upon us, and while there's still plenty of time to file your tax return for 2016, we wanted to use today's show as an opportunity to get our facts straight when it comes to your income taxes. With a multitude of documents to review and constant changes that impact your return, it can be difficult to keep it all straight. But today we're going to do our best to get a clear picture of how to make your 2016 return as simple as possible. And joining us on the show today is Tim Dages, an accounting pro with Bogdanoff, Dages & Company. Tim's a certified public accountant and certified financial planner with over 20 years in consulting, tax planning, return preparation, and tax resolution. Tim enjoys working closely with his clients to help them navigate the complexities of the operations of their business, understanding where they are currently, but also planning for the future. We're really excited to get Tim's expert advice on today's topic. Tim, welcome to Chat with the Experts.
Thank you.
I wanted to start off by talking a little bit about how you got into this industry. We were talking earlier, working with numbers is something that puts a lot of people at unrest, but this is what you do for a living. What attracted you to this?
Oh, it goes back. I started out with a family business after I graduated from college, and one of the individuals in that family was a CPA. I was involved closely with the numbers of the business, and he made a proposition to me that if I wanted to go back to school and finish up the accounting degree and sit for the exam, that we could look at creating a partnership and moving forward. And unfortunately, that part of it didn't work out.
Okay.
Life changes came along, and I moved out of town. But that's how I got my start, and I've just carried it on ever since.
Yeah, and over 20 years now of experience, so you've got a lot of just a wealth of knowledge to share with us today. And we're going to be talking about tax season, and as the deadline approaches, we're still a few months away, but many people are going to look to a professional to get some help in filing their taxes. What should someone look for when they're choosing a tax preparer?
Well, the first thing that they need to be aware of is that if they're going to pay somebody to prepare their return for them, that individual should be registered with the IRS. And each paid preparer receives, after that registration, what is called a P10 number, PTIN. And that is a number that they have to put on the tax return when they sign it. This allows the IRS to monitor their work, more or less. So it's important that they find out that they have that number. You can check on the IRS website and see if an individual has a number, and also if there's any additional complaints or anything like that are out there about that particular individual. Once that is there, then you really need to consider what's the education, the background of the person that you're going to be working with. There's a lot of letters that go behind people's names. Most people think of CPA, certified public accountant. There's a lot of different areas that a CPA can work in, so they may not necessarily work in the tax practice. There can be an EA, which is an enrolled agent. That is somebody that has studied IRS programs, taken a test, and is qualified to operate in front of the IRS. Then you have tax attorneys, which again, the same thing. They're licensed with the state just as a CPA is, but depending on what type of practice they're in, they may not be real hands-on when it comes to preparing tax returns. First, the biggest thing though is they can have the education, they can have the experience, but are they knowledgeable in the area that you're having a concern with or an issue with? Your particular circumstances, are they familiar with that? So the best thing to do is to, set an appointment. It may take a conversation with a few people, but to set an appointment, go in, sit down and talk to them and find out if that, you're comfortable with them and if they understand what the circumstances that you've got and can work you through that process.
Well, it seems like now more than ever, there are just endless options when it comes to filing your taxes, and we just got bombarded by the messages. I mean, there was even commercials during the Super Bowl this year in regards to filing your income taxes. What's the benefit of using a firm like Bogdanoff and Dages over something like an H&R Block or any of the other endless options out there? Well,
there are a lot of opportunities to work with individuals or companies and get your return prepared. The benefit of working with, my firm, Bogdanoff Dages, would be that hopefully through the years you develop that relationship where both understand, the ins and outs of your particular situation. And, we stay abreast of the tax law changes as they come about on a year-to-year basis, and we all know that those change on a regular basis.
Yeah.
But as that relationship develops, then, we as preparers can look at those changes and see if they have any impact on your particular situation. And it's also, it's nice to be able to go in and deal with the same person.
Right.
And that happens at times in the chain, H&R Block type chains. But a lot of times, each time you go in there, it's a different person that you're sitting down with. So if that's something that's, makes you feel more comfortable, you are giving your, most intimate information, both personally and financially, to this individual. So, I believe that type of relationship is something that should be valuable to somebody when they're looking at the tax preparation side of it.
Yeah, no question about it. So let's say that we've decided on a tax preparer. What do we need to bring in when we meet? What are some of the documents we need to have? I know for some folks it's as simple as having, just one sheet, while other people are going to have a lot more. What are the top things you need to bring with you?
Well, this is the time of year that all that information comes out, and you receive it from a lot of different places. But depending on whether you have, if you work, you have a W-2. If you have interest-bearing checking accounts, savings accounts, you're going to receive a 1099 INT from the financial institution. If you have brokerage accounts, you'll typically receive a 1099 DIV, which will show the dividends that you've earned in that account. It will also show the activity from the stock sales if you have that going on. Probably the best thing to do, if you work with somebody, they're going to more likely than not provide you with a tax organizer, which will have all your prior year information detailed in it. You can sit down and try to match up your documents to information that was in your return last year. If you're going to somebody new or it's the first time you're going to utilize the preparation service, then I would suggest that you sit down with your prior year's tax return, because that's going to be one piece that you're going to take along with you. But you look through all the current information that you're receiving and see if you can match it up to what was on your return last year. And then if you have questions on any information that you received, you don't really know what it is, or if it's important, take it along. The individual that you're going to work with will sort through that information, and what they need, they'll use. What they don't, they'll set aside, and you'll get it back after the process is over. Yeah, and of course, that kind of goes back to what you're saying about having a relationship built with somebody that's going to kind of have an idea of your own personal individual situation, and probably makes that process a lot easier, a lot simpler than having to try to collect everything on your own and hope you have it all in hand when you go to meet the person who's going to be doing your taxes. It's time for us to take a short break in the action right now, but we're far from numbered on today's show. When we come back, we're going to talk with Sam about common tax questions and explain what you should do if you make a mistake on your federal tax return. Keep it right here. You're listening to Chat with the Experts, brought to you by Angie's List.
Introducing the all-new Angie's List app, your on-the-go resource for great local service. Wherever you are, whatever you're doing, you can access ratings and reviews, shop offers, and request scheduling assistance from the palm of your hand. Submit and stay up to date on your projects. Redesigned and easy to use, the new Angie's List app makes getting more from your membership simple and convenient. Anytime, anywhere. Download the free Angie's List app on iTunes today.